So this is how one would dress for a professional interview. And as we know, you only get one chance to make a first good impression. So this is how I usually dress when people are judging me in various forms and different environments, is in a professional way during the day. So I could be up here mumbling something, rambling on about something, and you all walk out and say, you know what, I don't know exactly what it is he said, but he looked good when he said it, right? Because oftentimes, how we look leaves a longer lasting impression than what we actually said. And I know some of the women in the audience could relate to that when you talk to your husband or boyfriends that they don't really know what you're saying, but you look good when you said it, right? Okay, so when I advise people on something like resumes or bios, the first thing I always look for is structure. I'm looking for paragraphs in the bio, I'm looking for headers in the resume. You should have your name at the top of the resume with different headers, usually your education if you graduated from a college. If not, you should just state what your professionalism is. The structure of the bio, I'm looking for all one font. So if you started in Times Roman, you should end in Times Roman. It shouldn't go from Times to Arial to hieroglyphics, okay? Commit to one font, okay? The next thing I'm looking for is flow, the overall flow of a bio or flow of a resume. If you start at 2000, I expect you to keep going. Don't start with 2000 and jump back to 1978, and jump back to 85, and jump back to 96. That leaves me dazed, confused, and exhausted. I've already moved on, okay? The same with your resume. If your resume starts at one place, you should end at the same place. Don't jump back and forth and give me a headache, because I've already lost interest in you. So that's just two things that I look for when I review a resume or review a bio. I'm also looking for something tasty in the bio. As Cynthia said, I come from a land of rainbow and lemon drops. I have a body of knowledge that envelops. How you doing? I'm vivacious and intoxicating. Those are things I'm looking for in the bio. So if you start off your bio by saying, I grew up poor on a beach, that's boring. I've moved on, right? I want to hear, I grew up a poor black child on the rough beaches of Malibu, overlooking the sunset and the crashing of the waves and the seagulls and the police. I want details. Give me something tasty to go off of so I can remember you, not just I copied some papers, I answered some phones, I went out on a date last night with someone whose name I don't remember. I mean, that's not going to help me at all. Remember who you are, right? So those are things that I'm definitely looking for. The same thing with a resume. I'm looking for something that's different, a growth process. You start off as a receptionist, you went to an assistant, you went to an executive, you're now doing something else. I do say that if you worked at McDonald's and you now are working as like a senior accountant, you don't need to tell people that. Just leave the McDonald's, that was something that happened to you. Like, you don't want people to know that you worked at McDonald's when you were 16, because frankly, I just don't care, okay? I just want to know where you are in your professionalism when you're applying for a job. So those are the things I look for definitely in a resume. When you actually get in the interview with me or someone else, I'm looking for someone who has personality. Don't just look at me with no personality, no facial expression, no vocal variety, because you get no job. Okay? If I want to look at unhappy workers, we already have those. I don't have to bring someone in to put them in the slot of unhappy workers. I want someone that I can have fun with. Remember, I'm working with you 8, 10, most people work in 12-hour days today. So you want to work with someone that can keep you going, that can motivate you, that can inspire you, not someone that you're like, oh my God, if they're on the elevator, I'm going to push them like down the shaft or something, okay? You want someone that you can really work with and bond with. The next thing that you definitely want to do is, of course, close with a handshake. You also, let me go back. You want to research the company. You want to be able to state what you can bring to the company. You want to close with a handshake, and you also want to make sure that you write a thank you note. A thank you note, back in Joe's time, you had to write it and put it in this thing called a mailbox. Today, you can email someone your thank you note. It should be 2 to 3 days. Don't wait 2 or 3 weeks. Why, Cynthia, would we not want to wait 2 or 3 weeks? Is that thank you note?
Because it won't be appreciated.
Because I don't know who you are 2 or 3 weeks from now, okay? I'm going to ask you, okay, you interviewed with me 2 or 3 weeks ago. Did you juggle? Did you do a stupid human trick or something? Like, how am I going to remember who you are 2 or 3 weeks after I've seen 100 people between those 2 weeks, right? So you want to make sure that you get in and say, thank you for spending time with me. I learned a lot about the company. I really enjoyed your time. I'm looking for basically easy, breezy, beautiful cover girls, pretty much. Just pretend, guys. Just do your best. To work in a company and what you can bring to the table. How much time do I have? I'm over?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay, okay. And what I'm also looking for on resumes are at the bottom, I encourage people to put hobbies, something that people are talking about today. So if you're in a spinning class, that's great. If you're part of yoga, that's great. Pilates is great. Golf is always great. It doesn't seem to ever go out of style. I don't know what people find in golf, but if you play golf, you pretty much are in there, because I know a lot of people that love to play golf. What you want to stay away from in terms of hobbies is going to a mud wrestling or the strip club is not a hobby, okay? They appreciate your money, but it is not a hobby, okay? Go doing anything on the street or just like selling, tchotchke on the corner, that is not a hobby. You want something that everyone can do in your office pool, something you could talk about Monday morning or Friday that you're going to go do over the weekend that they could possibly come along with you, something you can network so that you can move up in the company. So, with that said, that's how you sell yourself in a professional interview. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you.